Lovely meeting you. About the best.
Whoa.
You think I'll just let you leave without me, huh? After what we have just been through.
Ooh.
Alien locust attack we just stopped rather brilliantly. Oh dear.
6 hours, 19 minutes. Right, better get a shift on then. Leave it with us. Come on then, Neffy. We're gonna need help. More stew.
Where have you been, man? 7 months. You said you were popping out with some licorice. What is it?
I've no idea. Do you want to find out?
Yes, he does. He seems familiar. Hey!
I think it's the fitting.
Dad, it's not the fitting, it just needs...
Dad, okay. Love that.
He's a lucky man.
Yeah, not now.
You need the back door open.
Back door open.
Kill him.
Hello. You weren't busy, were you? Well, even if you were, it wasn't as interesting as this.
Oh, Brian's coming.
Is. Didn't want you to miss it. Who sent you?
Doctor. That's my dad.
Well, frankly, that's outrageous.
You materialized around us.
Oh, well, that's fine then. My mistake. Hello, Brian. How are you? Nice to meet you. Welcome. Time flies. Never really understood that phrase. This is Neffy, this is Riddell. This is me. I thought we might need a gang. Not really had a gang before. It's new.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, this is quite the grand setup. Now, I was told, you know, this series is meant to be... Oh, right, the dinosaurs.
Not possible.
From the quick flashes.
Run!
Doc, you gotta go too. I know.
Dinosaurs! On a spaceship!
Quite the concept. Quite the concept. Kind of got our Indiana Jones figure up front here. So who brought them here? Who's holding them captive?
How? And whose ship?
Well, there's so much to discover. Think how much wiser we'll be by the end of all this. We need to get down to these engines.
Whoa.
What happened?
Find out!
Whoa.
We're out.
This seems familiar. This location.
Somebody tell me where we are. Now.
Well, it's on Earth. Doesn't taste right. Too metallic.
Is that a kestrel?
No.
I do hope so. Love a rock.
Dig with what? Ah, well.
Hey, Brian came ready. Always ready.
Have that on you.
Did you hear what he called him? Doctor. After all this time. Bring them to me.
After all this time. T-Rex. Whoa. Whoa. It's kind of small though. Bro, go around.
And you, Amy, are you also a queen? Yes. Yes, I am.
No, we're outside on the beach.
That's part of the ship, Dad.
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, it is quite
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's set up for that specific dinosaur.
Pterodactyl.
Yes. On any other occasion, I'd be thrilled. Exposed on a beach, less than thrilled. We should be going. Definitely away from them. That's the plan.
Yeah, this location, it's been used before. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Local teleports third down on arrival.
Yeah, that looks great.
Oh, what do we do now? There's no way back out there. Through the cave, come on.
Through the cave, he said.
That suggestion was a work in progress.
Is this the large T-Rex? Full-size T-Rex? Sounds... Yeah, I was gonna say. Robotic almost. The stomping noise.
We're very cross with you.
He knows. Oh, I love that. Robots that have personality. Huh.
Tell how far we have come.
Ah!
Far enough to avoid the destructive impact forecast for our planet.
Amy knows who that is.
Silurian.
Beautiful.
Easy now.
Shoot it. We're not supposed to shoot the creatures, stupid.
Oh, I love them.
Stupid. What's it doing?
You don't have any vegetable matter in your trousers, do you, Brian?
Only my balls.
Ah!
I'm sorry?
He's gonna pull out... Yeah.
Grassy residue. What are you carrying those
More of them. More of them.
Right. Take us to your leader.
Hmm.
Brilliant.
Too good to resist.
Yeah. Go on, then. Who is this?
Open the gate.
Does sound kind of familiar, doesn't it?
You need to learn some manners.
No, you need to learn some manners.
No, you do.
No, you do, Mr. Manners.
Sassy. Whoa, that's why he sounded familiar.
Know it? Say hello to hands 3 and 4.
I'm the doctor. Yes, I know. I'm Solomon.
Solomon, eh?
What's that?
Injure the older one.
Whoa. Don't want to do that.
An IV system, identify and value, the database of everything across space and time, allocated a market value. You were trying to find out how much I'm worth.
Would you like to know? You don't exist.
Worthless. Unlike these creatures you have on board, very valuable, given they're extinct. What did you do to the Silurians?
Do tell.
We ejected them.
Ah.
When I saw the cargo, things became more complex.
Piracy and genocide. Hey, he wants to see you. Stand up! What are we doing? Just do exactly as I do! Doctor, no!
He's gonna ride him. Ah. That is quite the sight. Look at that.
Now these are what we need. Dinosaur protection.
Yeah. Just make sure you don't have a clever girl moment.
Does he have a queen? I thought you had a husband. A male equivalent of a sleeping potion.
You clearly need a man of action and excitement. One with a very large weapon.
You think I won't punish those who get in my way? Whatever they're worth?
Hey, Tricey's right there. Ah!
No debts, you don't owe me anything.
Then I do it of my own will.
Nothing.
No! Take out, I shoot you.
Put your weapon down. Never touch me.
I like my possessions to have spirit. Means I can have fun breaking them. And I will break you in with immense pleasure.
Ugh.
No, don't be like that. Really unhelpful.
What's the matter?
Parallel pilot compartments, bioconfigured, needs 2 operators of the same gene chain. That's why Solomon couldn't change the ship's course, and neither can we. What?
We can. Me and Rory. We must be the same gene thingy you just said.
Brian Pond, you are delicious.
I'm not a pond.
Of course you are. Sit down, both of you. Controls are straightforward. Even a monkey could use them. Oh, look, they're going to. Guys, come on. Comedy gold. Where's a Silurian audience when you need one? Anyway, 2 eye-line screen.
And they're getting longer, you know, the gaps between your visits.
Are they?
I think you're reading us off you.
I'm not, I promise.
I know, I just worry there'll come a time when you never turn up, that something will have happened to you and I'll still be waiting, never knowing.
No. You'll be there till the end of me.
Or vice versa.
Don't say that.
Done.
God, whatever you want, I can get it for you. Whatever object you desire.
Did the Silurians beg you to stop?
Okay. Now, I'll save it for the discussion, but is he not also meant to be one of the early doctors? I'm pretty sure.
Dinosaur drop-off time.
Actually, we think home for us.
Oh.
That's lovely. Wow, that was great. Look at this. Yeah, they have each other. Ah, you got the tooth. And yeah, about that. Oh, beautiful.
More postcards from your dad.
Do you know what? I think it is the fitting.
Hey, look at that. He's traveling now. Go for you, Brian. Nice. Okay, episode 2. Yeah, you know, I've got to say that's it's certainly just one of those one and done fun outings, right? It's certainly one of the most lighthearted Doctor Who episodes. I mean, I guess it's a matter of perspective, right? Though I doubt anyone's looking at it from Solomon's perspective. Listen, you know, that's a nasty, nasty fellow, you know? And I feel like he had it coming. You know, the ending he gets, I feel like that was, yeah, that was adequate. But, you know, the talking point here is the fact that it's quite a definitive stance that the Doctor takes here. Quite decisive in his, I don't know. I mean, I was about to say in his killing of Solomon, but, you know, yeah, you know, he lets him die. I mean, yeah, you know, he actively makes it so Solomon does end up dying, right? He puts him in a situation that he cannot escape from, right? Now, listen, you know, I said he had it coming, and I'm going to stick to that, you know, because he's really quite the nasty one, isn't he? You know, and it kind of feels on brand, right? Mr. Filch and Lord Frey from Game of Thrones. So, you know, this character is certainly in line with someone like Lord Frey. You know, there's a few moments that make you kind of cringe and recoil. As he's speaking to, God damn it, I forgot the name, folks. It didn't really even register that much in my mind, but, you know, the queen, the Egyptian queen, you know, as he's like speaking of how he likes to treat his possessions and how he likes to enjoy breaking them in. I was like, oh God, you know. There's actually something quite interesting here, isn't it? You know, a lot of this episode clearly feels like it's meant to be for some of the younger audience, yet there is a flip side to it. You know, a lot of it is also for some of the older audience. You know, you speak of the innuendos that are going on here. Yes, you know, a bit juvenile, of course, but, you know, there's a bit of that. And then, of course, you know, Solomon's disposition, his dialogue, and the things he's alluding to. Ugh, that is not for children, is it? So, yeah, it's a bit of a mix for both. But, yeah, you know, I mentioned the Doctor being decisive. Yeah, he was pushed to his limits. You know, he was really being tested by Solomon. You know, he killed that dinosaur in cold blood. But, again, you know, I guess, you know, this should provide a bit of an interesting comment section, you know, in terms of your take on the Doctor killing Solomon there. You know, there's none of that. I'll give you one choice. None of that. No. You know, once he pushed the Doctor to that limit, once he goes over that line, it was done and dusted. The Doctor decided, like I mentioned, definitive, decisive. He knew that he's going to let this happen, that he is going to let this man die. In fact, he was kind of dishing it out, right? It's interesting. And of course, you know, it's quite the contrast because for at least half the episode, this is the Doctor being quite just, you know, flamboyant, quite fun, goofy, right? And then there's this. I feel like it was meant to be quite a shocking moment, but, you know, by the time it happened, I was kind of like, okay. I was like, yeah, you know, he had it coming. So it didn't really register as something shocking to me. I don't know. It just didn't feel that out of character. You know, this is my third series, and to me, it didn't really feel that out of character that he puts that into motion. You know, listen, I get that, you know, for some, they have that stance that the Doctor should never kill, or, you know, that it's never easy to get used to that. But, you know, I'm giving you my opinion, and my take is that, yeah, Solomon had it coming, and I didn't find it that out of character for this Doctor, for the 11th, to put that into motion. Now, before I go any further, though, you know, maybe I should be a bit careful about this. Maybe I don't want the answers to this. I feel like I've seen, again, you know, I apologize, I don't know the actor's name. Isn't that crazy? I've been watching him for such a long time. You know, I grew up on Harry Potter and, you know, Game of Thrones as well, you know, since day one. But for some reason, I just never actually looked up his name. all of us have those types of actors, right? You just know of them. You've known about them for the longest time, yet you just don't know their name. This is one of those cases. And the same goes for Brian, the actor who plays Rory's father. Again, I've known about this actor for the longest time. Like I just mentioned, Harry Potter. So yeah, actually, look at that. It's a bit of a Harry Potter reunion. But, before I forget, I mentioned something during the reaction, and I think, once I see something, it's kind of always stuck in my mind. And I feel like that actor who portrays Solomon in this, and of course, I've known him from other things as well, like I mentioned, I feel like he's meant to be a doctor. I feel like maybe I even saw him in the show in one of those flashbacks. There's been these really great moments here and there, right? You go back to 11th Hour as well, the quick flashes of the past doctors. Is he not meant to be one of the older doctors, one of the classic doctors, one of the originals, right? I don't know. I have. Actually, I'm not sure if he is meant to be the doctor, but I have seen a poster or a photo. He's got like a hat on and he's got a scarf on, I think, and he's inside the TARDIS. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. So I know he is going to be back on the show at some point again. But again, that's nothing new, right? I've seen return appearances a few times now. Just last episode, Jenna Coleman, Oswin, who comes back as Clara at some point. So yeah, let's see how this plays out and how he kind of comes back in to that role. But speaking of limited appearance characters or the supporting cast, Brian, Rory's father, yeah, really, really fantastic little cameo. I felt, it was great to see him. He's certainly one of the great, family companions to be on the show or to be on an episode or in an episode. Sorry. I love seeing, him and Rory together, right? That bond. So yeah, I thought it was lovely. And then of course, there's that really phenomenal shot. I think it's one of the standout shots of the entire show. Brian having his tea and he's having a snack as he's looking on from the door of the TARDIS, right? It's a brilliant shot. And then of course, Rory and Amy show up behind him as they kind of look out as well. But then, again, you see the doctor behind them. There are, I mentioned it's a bit of a lighthearted episode, but there are some concerning moments. A few moments that make you kind of scratch your chin or your head, right? In terms of the doctor's reaction to certain things. I mean, there's a lovely moment, right? It's Amy and the doctor. As the doctor's kind of just, messing around, trying to figure things out, he's trying to multitask and he's trying to, just ask Amy about how things are going. Right. At first, it's really quite, playful. It's quite fun and it's lovely. But then it takes a bit of a turn. The doctor's joking, but then Amy kind of jokes back. And then you see the look on Matt Smith's face or the doctor's face. He gets really quite serious all of a sudden, right? After Amy said that. And then, you see that similar look once again as he's like, all right, time to return to the dinosaurs. And then he hears the pawns. No, it's home for us. Same type of concerned look. Though, of course, it could be a bit of him being sad, right? He has to say goodbye to them already, but I feel like there might be a bit more to it. I feel like I'm not imagining things. These scenes, the acting, a lot of times he just doesn't even need dialogue. And you see that once again a bit earlier as well, just his facial acting. No dialogue needed as he tells them to run after seeing dinosaurs. And you see how astonished he is, right? How excited he is, that childlike sense of discovery. It's still there. This being who's centuries old, it's still there, right? And to me, that's just so endearing, so charming. That after all this time, he could still be astonished, right? And you see as he's saying run, it's kind of like, it's more of a regretful run as he doesn't really want to run, but they kind of have to run. Again, it's all in that face. It's all in that face. There's a few different emotions playing out over the span of a few seconds, right? But, in terms of supporting cast and supporting characters, the two robots, I love them. I hope I see them again. That give me more of that. These robots who have personality, right? Who have this sassy nature about them, right? I loved it. I loved the bickering back and forth. I loved the back and forth between them and Rory and the doctor, all of that. I really want to see more of them. Hopefully it's not just like a one and done type situation. or at least more robots or androids like that. Then, of course, there's the whole dinosaurs on a spaceship element to this, and it made for some really fun moments, especially on the beach. And, that's quite the iconic location at this point, right? Most recently, I saw it as the crash landing site of the Byzantium, right? So, yeah, it was lovely to see that place. Actually, if anyone could kind of pinpoint or specify that exact location, I could kind of see myself checking that place out, right? If it is something you can get to. And of course, I'm not saying I'll go there just for that, but, if I happen to be traveling and I'm, close by maybe in Europe, it could be something I would love to check out. But yeah, and I believe it's the same location from from the Goodbye in series 3, right? And series 2. But the really fun thing, this type of character, the Doctor, who's been around for centuries, the thing he can really allow is this, this type of thing. Bringing in other friends that clearly, he's met off screen. And of course, he's been around for so long, he must have met so many, right? And made so many friends and allies. And you see that aspect kind of come into this, right? He goes around, kind of assembles that gang, that crew. So I hope it kind of leans into that again down the line. I see a bit of that in Good Man Goes to War, right? That crew that gets assembled, that you've been summoned. And of course, lastly, I find out that Rory is 31. So, maybe I'll go back and check out his age or Amy's age back in 11th Hour. That should give me an indication of how old Amy and Rory are now, or how much time they've kind of spent, how much of their time they've spent, kind of traveling and knowing the Doctor, traveling with and knowing the Doctor. But yeah, I think that's about it for this one. It's one of those fun one and done episodes, right? It's not one that I could see myself really coming back to, but it still had some fun elements nonetheless. But yeah, if you enjoyed that, consider dropping a like, consider dropping some comments, give me your thoughts. If you're interested in early access or perhaps even full length, consider checking out the Patreon page. The links are in the description, in the pinned comment. Right then, that's about it for this one. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your time, as time is precious, and I do hope to see you again soon for the next one. Until then, take it easy.